Do you know that according to statistics from the American Heart Association, up to 77% of people over the age of 60 are taking dietary supplements every day? But more than half of them do not actually know which ones are truly beneficial and which ones could silently harm their heart. Bones and memory. Even more concerning, many of us are overlooking a cheap and humble food that acts as a silent guardian for the aging body. Simply because it comes in a small can and has a slightly unpleasant smell, canned sardines, you might have avoided them thinking they are too fishy, low in nutrients, or not very appealing. But today, I invite you to take a fresh look at all those assumptions to understand why many cardiologists and bone health experts quietly include sardines in their weekly meals. If you are over 60, please watch this video until the end. It might change the way you take care of your health every single day. Which country are you watching this video from? Let us know in the comments below. And if you are also unsure about the food you eat every day, do not hesitate to share your thoughts. I read every single comment you leave. When it comes to canned sardines, many people, especially those over the age of 60, tend to frown or shake their heads. It is not that they have never eaten them, but in their minds, sardines are seen as something poor, fishy, and completely unappealing. But are those feelings based on facts, or are they simply misconceptions passed down through generations? Let us return to a typical morning in the small kitchen of the Johnsons, a couple in their 70s living in Florida. Mr. Johnson cares deeply about his health. His medicine cabinet is always filled with imported supplements, deep sea fish oil from Northern Europe, brain support capsules from Switzerland, coenzyme Q10 from Japan. Every month, he spends nearly $300 just to maintain his body. Meanwhile, Mrs. Johnson, simple and thrifty, quietly started adding sardines to her lunch after reading an article about their benefits. The first time she opened a can of sardines, Mr. Johnson frowned and said, "That stuff is cheap and smells bad. Why eat it? It will only upset your stomach." Then he returned to his shiny capsules. 6 months later, during their routine health checkup, the doctor reported that Mr. Johnson's triglycerides and blood vessels were still problematic, even though he had been taking all his supplements. In contrast, Mrs. Johnson's results surprised the doctor. Your cardiovascular system is at least 10 years younger than your actual age. He said, when asked what she had been eating, she simply replied, just sardines, 1 or 2 cans a week. That was the moment Mr. Johnson had nothing more to say. You see, assumptions can cause us to overlook nature's most precious gifts. The fishy smell. It is actually a sign of an extremely high level of natural omega-3, something that no capsule can fully replace. Canned foods lose nutrients, not necessarily. Modern processing methods help preserve essential vitamins, calcium, and nutrients. Cheap means low quality. Quite the opposite. Sardines live at the bottom of the food chain, are low in heavy metals, reproduce quickly, and are very clean. A true gift that nature freely offers to anyone who understands it correctly. And it is from this understanding that we can unlock the full nutritional value of this small but mighty fish. Are you ready? Because the next part will show you why just 1 can of sardines can protect your heart like a professional bodyguard. If you have ever worried about issues like high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, or clogged arteries, then sardines might be the silent bodyguard you have been overlooking. In a world where fish oil capsules are praised as the savior of heart health, few people realize that a single small can of sardines costing less than a breakfast can offer much more complete and long-lasting benefits. Imagine the circulatory system in your body as a network of water pipes in a house. Over time, if left uncleansed, These pipes can build up plaque, much like grease inside kitchen drains. When that happens, blood cannot flow easily. The heart has to work harder. And the risks of heart attacks and strokes begin to rise. And this is where sardines play a truly special role. First, sardines contain an extremely high level of natural omega-3, an unsaturated fat that has been scientifically proven to reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, and help clean plaque from blood vessels. According to a study by the National Cancer Center in Japan, people who eat sardines or small ocean fish 2 to 3 times a week have nearly 30% lower risk of stroke and heart attacks compared to those who only take fish oil supplements. That is not a small number. It is the difference between living with confidence every day and constantly worrying about serious complications. But what is even more impressive is the support team that sardines bring along. While fish oil capsules only provide omega-3, sardines are a complete package of rare and essential nutrients for heart health. The first is coenzyme Q10, a natural enzyme that helps heart muscle cells produce energy every day. Your heart beats about 100 times. Without enough Q10, the heart becomes like a car with no engine oil. It tires easily and grows weaker over time. The wonderful thing is that sardines already contain this enzyme, no need for an extra supplement. Next is selenium, a powerful antioxidant that acts like a protective coating inside blood vessels. Selenium helps prevent oxidation, maintains elasticity, and reduces the risk of hardened arteries, one of the leading causes of strokes in older adults. We also cannot forget vitamin B12, which supports nervous system stability and helps regulate heart rhythm. A deficiency in B12 can cause irregular heartbeats, palpitations, or dizziness, symptoms often mistaken as just getting older. When combined, omega-harum, coenzyme Q10, selenium, and vitamin B12 form a complete protection team for your cardiovascular system, like hiring an entire professional cleaning crew instead of relying on just one person. And most importantly, you can find this perfect combination inside one ordinary can of sardines. No need to buy expensive supplements. Many people ask, are sardines really that powerful? The answer is yes, but on one condition: you need to eat them regularly, at least 2 to 3 times per week, and choose the right type of sardines. We will talk more about how to choose the best ones in the next part. But first, let us explore another unexpected benefit. How can sardines replace milk and calcium pills in supporting your bones and joints? A major concern for nearly everyone over the age of 60. If the heart is the central engine, then the skeletal system is the silent frame that supports the body for decades. But have you noticed that after turning 60, standing up and sitting down becomes slower? Your knees begin to make clicking sounds, or even a slight bend causes back pain that lasts all afternoon. These are not just signs of aging. They are quiet warnings that the bones are weakening, slowly wearing down day by day. Many people turn to milk for calcium. Others buy supplements with impressive claims. But here is the thing. Even after years of maintaining those habits, many still face osteoporosis, still suffer wrist fractures from minor falls, and still feel lingering joint pain when the weather changes. So what is the real issue? The answer does not lie in how much calcium you take but in how well your body can absorb it. The human body is not like a warehouse for bricks. If there is no builder, no matter how many bricks you add, they will just sit there without forming a strong structure. In this case, calcium is the brick. Vitamin D is the builder. Without vitamin D, the calcium you consume will be flushed out through the digestive system without being absorbed. It may even cause constipation, kidney stones, or bloating if used improperly. That is why many people drink milk every day but still have weak bones, or spend money on supplements without seeing results. And this is where sardines appear as a complete and trustworthy solution. Unlike separate dietary products, sardines provide both calcium and vitamin D in a natural ratio that the body can easily absorb and use. During the canning process, sardines are cooked at high temperatures, which softens the bones and blends them into the meat. So when you eat them, you are absorbing the full calcium content from both the flesh and the bones. Each can of sardines provides about 325 to 350 milligrams of calcium, nearly equal to a glass of milk, but without causing bloating or indigestion, especially for those who are lactose intolerant. At the same time, the vitamin D in sardines comes from both the meat and the natural oils. It acts as a guide, helping calcium reach the right place in your bones. When these two elements work together, the bone mineralization process becomes far more efficient than taking separate supplements. According to a report from the European Society for Clinical and Economic Aspects of Osteoporosis, ESCEO, older adults, especially postmenopausal women, have high rates of osteoporosis and often see little benefit when taking calcium alone. They recommend consuming foods that are rich in both calcium and vitamin D for long-term results. Among those options, sardines are considered one of the best choices. It is hard to believe that such a simple food like sardines could replace an entire cabinet of bone supplements. And the great thing is, you only need to eat them 2 or 3 times per week to feel the difference. Now that your bones have a quiet protector, can you guess that sardines may also help stabilize blood sugar and reduce the risk of diabetes? Type 2 diabetes is one of the most common yet silent health issues among older adults. Over time, the pancreas starts to function less effectively, reducing its ability to manage blood sugar. This leads to symptoms such as fatigue after meals, dry mouth, trouble sleeping, or waking up frequently during the night. Many people turn to medication to control their blood sugar levels, yet they often find their bodies feel unstable, with blood sugar swinging up and down, causing tiredness and a loss of appetite. What many do not realize is that diet plays the most important role in long-term blood sugar control. And among the foods that science has confirmed to be clearly beneficial, sardines deserve special attention. First, sardines help stabilize blood sugar after meals thanks to their natural protein and healthy fat content. When you eat rice, noodles, bread, or pasta without any protein or fat, sugar is absorbed quickly, causing blood glucose to spike and then crash. When this pattern repeats, often eat damage cells makes you feel tired and hungry sooner and forces the pancreas to work too hard. But when eaten together with sardines, the protein and omega-3 fats slow down sugar absorption. This helps blood sugar rise more gradually and stay steady, preventing the exhaustion that often occurs later in the day. However, sardines' special strength is not just in slowing absorption. It also lies in improving insulin resistance, the root cause of why many people cannot control their blood sugar, even though their bodies produce enough insulin. Insulin is like a key that unlocks the cell to let sugar in. But if the cell cannot recognize the key, the sugar stays in the blood, leading to type 2 diabetes. A study from Tufts University in the United States showed that omega-3 and vitamin D found in sardines can improve the cell's sensitivity to insulin. This helps the cell door open more easily, allowing sugar to be used as energy instead of building up in the blood. This process happens naturally, gently, and without the strain that fast-acting medications often place on the body. In a clinical study in Europe, scientists followed a group of pre-diabetic patients for 6 months Half of the group continued their usual diet. The other half was asked to eat sardines twice per week. The results showed that the sardine group had clear improvements in blood sugar levels and insulin sensitivity, slowing the progression toward full diabetes. This shows that even a small change in the weekly meal plan can create a big turning point for blood sugar health. And sardines do not stop there. If you have ever worried about forgetfulness, brain fog, trouble focusing, or the fear of memory decline with age, then the next part will show you that sardines are also golden fuel for the aging brain. Have you ever walked into the kitchen and suddenly forgotten what you came to get? Or found yourself in the middle of a conversation but could not remember the other person's name? Or opened the fridge and stood still, unsure of what you were planning to do next? These small moments may seem ordinary, but they are gentle reminders from your brain that it needs attention. As time passes, memory decline is almost inevitable. But if we do not pay attention at the right time, we may miss the golden window to keep our minds clear and alert. The brain is like the control center of the entire body. It holds our memory, emotions, reflexes, and thinking processes. More than half of the brain structure is made of fat, including a very important type called DHA. This is an omega-3 fatty acid found in the membranes of nerve cells. It acts as a foundational material that helps neurons transmit signals efficiently. When the body lacks DHA, signal transmission in the brain slows down and becomes disrupted. This can lead to poor memory, slower reactions, and even mood swings or trouble focusing. Sardines are one of the richest natural sources of DHA available today. Just a few cans each week can provide enough DHA to help maintain clarity, alertness, and protect brain cells from degeneration. But sardines do not stop at DHA. In each soft piece of fish, there is also vitamin B12, a nutrient essential for protecting the outer covering of nerves. This covering works like the insulation on electrical wires, preventing signals from leaking or breaking down. Without enough B12, you may experience tingling in the hands and feet, forgetfulness, or even poor judgment in simple situations. Sardines also contain vitamin D. While it is well known for helping the body absorb calcium, it also plays a critical role in helping the brain clear away unnecessary protein debris. One example is amyloid, a substance that contributes to Alzheimer's disease when it builds up in the brain over time. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults with higher levels of DHA, B12, and vitamin D in their blood performed significantly better in memory and thinking tests than those who lacked these nutrients. That means when you eat sardines regularly, just a few times a week, you are actively building a natural shield to protect your brain from cognitive decline. A healthy brain not only helps you remember directions, names, and tasks, but also allows you to stay independent, make smart decisions, and enjoy meaningful moments with your children and grandchildren. That is the most precious gift that health can offer. And when you realize that such a gift begins with a small can of fish on your dinner table, there is no reason to hesitate. Now that we are nearing the end of our journey with sardines, you may be wondering how to choose the right type, eat them the right way, and avoid common mistakes that could reduce their benefits. After going through each part of this journey to discover the value of sardines, you probably now understand why such a small food can bring such wide-ranging benefits to the heart, bones, blood sugar, and memory. No longer just a forgotten item on the supermarket shelf. Sardines are a humble yet powerful food that can help older adults improve their health without relying heavily on medications or expensive supplements. With just one simple change, adding sardines to your meals 2 or 3 times a week, you are step-by-step rebuilding the foundation of a healthy heart, adding natural calcium to strengthen your bones, stabilizing blood sugar without overworking your pancreas, and supporting a clear mind so you can stay independent and enjoy life longer. More importantly, you are not doing this just for yourself. You are setting a powerful example of healthy living for your children and grandchildren, for the loved ones who watch over you every day. They do not need you to be perfect. They just need you to stay well so you can continue walking beside them on the journey of life. So starting today, take that first small step. The next time you go shopping or visit the market, reach out and place a can of sardines in your cart as a personal promise to yourself, a promise to live healthier. Take charge of your well-being and appreciate each day more fully. If you found today's message helpful, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will not miss upcoming videos on nutrition, movement, and herbal remedies made especially for older adults. Share this video with someone you care about, especially if they are dealing with heart concerns, diabetes, or memory issues. Who knows? The small can of fish you share today may become the greatest health gift for someone you love.